Welcome back to the Witcher 3 Wildlands Let's Play. My name is Chris Gregory, and I'm excited to have you here. If you're just joining us, Geralt and Vesemir have landed in White Orchard, and we're stopping by the tavern to see if anyone has seen Yennefer pass through.
What?
Take that down before there's trouble.
That is a coat of arms, the Temerian lilies. They've a right to hang there.
This ain't Temeria no more, old man. It's Nilfgaard now.
My arse it is.
What? Witches?
I'll not drink with Weaverlaw's freaks.
Beg your pardon for those thugs.
No need. We're used to it.
Folk are jumpy round here. Armies just passed through. Now a griffin's prowling about.
Already had the pleasure. Ran into your kinsman, Bram.
Bram? How is he?
Alive. Sends his regards.
Master Witchers. Food and drink on the house. What can I get you?
So these white dialogue options don't actually progress the conversation, but they do help round out the story.
Pretty busy place you got.
Nations on the move. Some search for kin, others just want to get out of the way of the armies. They all need food, drink, and a night's rest in warmth.
So, war's been good for your trade?
Aye, so far. But it'd be best to know peace again. Times like these, you never know what tomorrow will bring.
There a contract on that griffin?
Nay, not at the moment. Used to be. Soon as a beast had built a nest nearby, the alderman would start a collection, or go to the Lord for help. Now the aldermen don't use the privy without asking the Black One's permission first. And seems they hanged the Lord. So no contract.
Shame. We might have done something, but not for free.
Show me what you got behind the counter.
All right, we're going to grab some Gwent cards here. That is a card game built in the game world that we're going to become familiar with in just a few minutes.
Looking for a woman. Raven-haired, violet eyes, dresses in black and white. Riding in from Willoughby. And, strange as it sounds, lilac and gooseberries might have smelled that.
I've not seen nor smelt such a lady. Believe I'd remember.
Yeah, especially hard to forget this one.
Plenty of travellers about, though. Folk from all over. Might be worth your while to ask after her.
Thanks. For everything. Help you bandage that up?
Please. I'm not decrepit yet.
Then I'll ask about Yennefer.
Just remember, we'd rather not draw any attention.
You hear? Black One's been out measuring the fields.
Let him.
I'm looking for someone.
And we seek some peace and quiet.
Out of my face, freak. For your breath sours my beer.
Raven-haired woman dressed in black and white. Seen her? Talk.
Folks say the lady rode through the village a few days back. Galloping so fast she knocked Radabor into a ditch.
Which way did she go?
Dunno. Lots of tracks leading off the main road. Could have gone anywhere.
Oi, people! The freak's taken Micah's mind!
And I'll take your tongue if you don't shut up.
So that was one of the 4 Witcher signs that Geralt can use, and it's actually the only one that can be used in conversation to open other dialogue options.
4 factions.
For what?
What a waste of time. The Earth shall revolve around the sun before you comprehend these rules.
Got a minute?
Why not? Aldert Geert, Assistant Professor in Contemporary History at Oxenfurt Academy.
Geralt of Rivia. Witcher, with tenure. I'm looking for a woman. Long hair, dressed in black and white. Seen anyone like that?
Of course not. Unlike the populace, I know the horsewoman of war is pure poppycock.
Horsewoman of war? What's that about?
Folk say an omen. A beautiful phantom rides the fields at night, looks as you described her. Armies follow her, and all who cross her path meet with misfortune.
I can vouch for the last bit. Know where they saw her?
No, facts interest me, not fairy tales.
Not a place I'd ever expect to find a scholar. Take it you're fleeing the war?
Quite the opposite. Chasing it. I'm headed for the front.
Tired of life?
I seek knowledge, which I value more than life itself. I've a thirst no dusty old tomes can quench. I wish to see the Nilfgaardian invasion with my own eyes, understand it, and record it all in my chronicle, my magnum opus.
Interesting. We need somebody to describe war, what it's really like. Not colorful banners and generals making moving speeches, but rape, violence, and thoughtless cruelty.
Ah, I see you lack the polish of the Academy. Rape and cruelty are details of no import to the war's course. Trinkets on the garment of conflict, one might say.
Tell that to the people whose houses burned down. War reached Novigrad yet?
Nope, but it's only a matter of time. Nilfgaard on one bank, Redania on the other, drooling over the city like dogs over a juicy bone.
Many a ruler's choked on that bone.
True. We value our liberty in Novigrad, and we know how to fight for it.
The scholars especially.
The sword is not the only weapon. Do not forget, architects from our academy designed the city walls. Walls no war machine has ever crumbled.
Gotta go. So long.
A moment, Witcher. You strike me as a man of the world. Are you familiar with Gwent?
No, and I don't have time to learn.
But the rules are quite simple. Come, let's play.
Why not?
Splendid. Here's how it's done.
All right, so we get our first look at Gwent. It's a fully baked card game within the world of The Witcher 3, and if I'm being honest, it's a surprising amount of fun. Playing through this game for probably 60 hours of playthrough, I found myself spending a lot of time in Gwent, a surprising amount. But the rules are pretty simple. You get one leader card, and that leader card allows you to use a special maneuver, as well as have a special perk. Then for your standard playable cards, the name of the game is beating the opponent in attack score. So right now I'm going to redraw 2 of these cards, and my goal is to have a higher attack score at the end of this match than the opponent. After 2 matches, winner takes all. So it's pretty straightforward, but the way you can attack and game the other player is a little more nuanced. So right now I'm just feeling the opponent out, figuring out what cards he's going to play, if he's leaning towards spies or if he's leaning towards infantry or artillery, and then I can decide kind of where to put things. So I've just given him a spy card, which allows me to draw 2 more cards, but increases his attack. Now this is actually beneficial to me because he was so far ahead of me, he decided to pass on his next round so he didn't use too many cards. But I actually can use this to my advantage. So I've just lowered his attack for his front troops, and I can now take this match. And one of the perks of my full test leader card is that if I win a round, I get an additional card. A lot of times the game is determined by who has the most cards. They have the most options and they can play the most number of turns. All right, so I'm actually going to use my special leader's ability. It pulls an impenetrable fog card out of my deck and plays it. One of two things is going to happen. He's either going to clear it, or I've just reduced... Oh, yeah, he's going to clear it. Either way, it's a win. I either reduce his attack significantly, or he clears it and I get 7 of my attack points back. Either way, he's out of cards, and I have the highest attack, so after 2 matches won, that's it. The day is ours.
Well, you've a knack for this game. If you ever find yourself in Oxenfurt and wish to play a true master, ask for Stepan. A simple innkeep by trade, but a true maestro when it comes to Gwent.
I'll remember that. Thanks. Looking for a woman.
Like everyone.
Not like everyone. And not just any woman. Mine smells of lilac and gooseberries, dresses in black and white.
2 schnapsies. It'll lift your spirits.
Let's have a drink with him.
Fine, I'll have a drink. Can we cut to the chase? You seen her or not?
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
Never mentioned her name.
Yet you described her perfectly. And once I hear something, I never forget. Can't help it.
How do you know Yennefer?
What a question. Master Dandelion's ballads, of course. The only way a humble merchant might hope to rub up against greatness. Unless, that is, he's as lucky as I am.
And runs into a very patient witcher.
Into Geralt of Rivia himself. The Butcher of Blaviken.
What do you do? Who are you?
A mangy vagrant. Gaunt to Odim, at your service.
Vagrant. That a profession now?
Once a merchant of mirrors. The madding crowd dubbed me Master Mirror, or the Man of Glass.
Recognize me from Master Dandelion's ballads too?
To your health.
You seen Yennefer?
Deepest apologies, but I must ask. Is this about love?
Guessed it. It's love.
I knew it at once.
What do you know? Tell me.
Before you appeared, it never occurred to me that might have been Yennefer. Who would have thought?
Get to the point.
A Nilfgaardian scout from the local garrison saw her.
Where?
At their camp. She rode in there. Dark of night. Black and white. Gooseberries and... Yes, I know. Had a terse exchange with the garrison commander and raced off.
Where to?
I'm not omniscient. Ask at the garrison.
Thanks.
We men of the road must stick together. Perhaps one day I'll be in trouble and you'll be nearby to help.
All right, well, let's make sure we've talked to everyone. Let's go back and see if Elsa here has any other dialogue options.
Something else you'll be needing.
Nilfgaardian rule to your liking?
What's there to like? 'Tis the same as any other. They tax us, requisition this or that. But they do keep the peace in the village, I'll grant 'em that.
You don't mourn Temeria's passing?
I mourned it round half a year back, when King Foltest was cut down. Now I just want peace.
Farewell.
Yes? What is it, Wolf?
Realize it's been half a year since we hunted down that fiend in Varun?
Yes. Well, that was more than a fiend. What was that bastard's name? Drugan? May the soil lie light upon him. Things used to be simpler. Monsters were bad, humans good. Now, everything's all confused.
Used to be exactly the same. You've just forgotten.
Do well not to point up my age. You're near a century old yourself.
See you later, Vesemir.
Be gone! We'll not talk to you.
So I'm just going to explore real quick, and I'm going to use the Witcher sense, which you'll notice as I go into this, the world around me becomes darker, the sound changes, but what is nice is anything that's openable, chests, barrels, anything that can be looted or opened becomes gold. So this is actually my player stash. I can put items I want to save in here and just don't want to carry with me. But honestly, I don't find that I use it very often. Most of the quest items don't really have a lot of weight to them, so I don't often drop them anywhere. And if it's an active quest, you can't drop it anyways. So I usually sell what I don't need and otherwise keep what I need on me.
Done drinking?
Mm-hmm.
Then fuck off.
Don't want your kind here.
When possible, I just go ahead and use the Witcher sign for the extra experience.
Haven't done anything to you, so just calm down.
Course not. You done nothing.
Horses working witchcraft! Get him!
Alright, fist fighting with the Witcher seems like a bad idea, but we'll at least not lethally take these guys out.
Well, how long you gonna make me wait? Nice meeting you.
That's a pretty baller way to end a fight. Nice meeting you. So I'm just going to look around here real quick, use the Witcher sense to find if there's anything I can loot. You do want to loot as much as you can find, just because all of these ingredients are required to upgrade any of your oils or craft any of your items and components. And it's not cheap to buy, so if you can find it, definitely a better way to go. But while we're here, let's talk to this guy. This is the one we saved on our way to Whiterun.
We meet again.
Thank you for saving me. People say all kinds of things about witches, but I've always known yours to be an honorable guild.
So you managed to salvage some goods?
Yes, but I await the repair of my wagon. As time passes, my losses grow. Do you need something? I'll let it go half free.
Let me have a look at your stock.
All right, well, I don't see any cards, which is unfortunate. The first thing I always look for with any vendors to see if they have any Gwent cards, mainly because despite having played through the game 4 or 5 times, I have yet to get the achievement for getting all the Gwent cards in the game. So that's something I'm looking out for this playthrough. What I do see he has is a manuscript that I'll probably grab, but right now I'm going to just click through here and find anything I'm willing to part with and get a little extra gold. I try to leave every vendor exchange with more gold than I came into it, regardless of what pieces I buy from them. It doesn't always happen that way, but when I can, I'm going to give up more than I take. And unlike most games where I find I can hoard gold the entire game, The Witcher gives you a lot of opportunity to spend that money, and in some cases it's a requirement.
Take care.
So the Griffin decoction formula I just bought from him is one of several different oils you can find throughout the game. And as I was saying earlier, you need a lot of materials to create these new oils. So what I'm doing right now is I'm grabbing some plants, some herbs and flowers, and you'll see throughout the game I'm going to make several stops, and I'm sorry they're not a lot of fun to watch, but the truth is you really do, when you find groups of ingredients, you want to grab them. It's so much easier than later having to look for individual plants in order to upgrade your oils. And we'll talk more about Witcher oils a little later, but it's a big part of not just the game, but the entire Witcher lore. In fact, the entire reason Witchers are put through this incredibly painful, often lethal process when they're young is specifically so they will grow mutations in their genetic code that allow them to use these oils, which would be poisonous and toxic to other humans.
Will you raise a glass with me?
It's Dervan now. D-E-R-V-A-N, not Goidemar.
But, what do you mean? I know what they named you at your cutty. What kind of name is that anyway? Dervan.
Nilfgaardian. My gran was from Nazaire.
Oh, so that's how it is. Then by my leave, Master Dervan, may the gold sun guide you. Far away
Day
from
out
my
town's empty, not like before. So where's Elsa get her coin on her Tell you the Blackens, I'm telling you.
By all the gods!
Who taught you that? Dear, stick the bark off the trees again. Now listen careful. You're never to see that rhyme again. Never. And you're not to play with Chetty no more.
But Chetty's my best mate.
Chetty's a little fool who'll get us all killed. I see.
I knows what I knows. Elsa bears her rump for the Blackens. Little whore.
So what you're hearing are the
I don't like you, White One.
Apparently she's not a fan of mine. A lot of people don't like Witchers, and we'll get into that later. What you're hearing a lot of right now is these different citizens talk about their reactions to the fallout of the war around them. So the South, Nilfgaardians, you'll hear them often referred to as the Black Ones because their armor is primarily black. They have invaded the North, and this town specifically has actually just recently been conquered. And so a lot of the citizens that weren't fighting, they're alive. But you're going to hear a lot of the dialogue between them relating to how they're going to essentially survive in this new regime.
What happened here?
Oh, got a wee bit chilly the night, so I set fire to my forge. Got it nice and roaring. Roasted some wieners. What do you think happened, dimwit? Some bugger set alight me workshop. I've lost everything. Everything!
Sorry. Any suspects?
Whole damned village. I've lived here half a century. Thought they saw me as one of their own. But everything changed when the Black Ones came. I'm the only smith around, so I got to service their garrison. Bang dents out of plate, shoe horses. That sort of thing. Nilfgaardians don't pay me a bloody copper. Just give me supplies and orders. The humans can't fathom that. They think I'm getting rich off their misfortune. That I sleep on a pile of gold like a ploughing dragon. They've stopped talking to me. Spit when I pass. And now this.
So we don't have to accept this quest, but, you know, what would be the fun in that?
I can find your arsonist, provided you're willing to pay.
I've not much left, but I'll give you all if you bring me that horse in, so that he gets what he deserves. The night of the fire, I heard movement outside my hut. Went out to see if I could find any tracks, but found nothing. But then I haven't got cat eyes, have I? Good luck.
Alright, so we're going to use our Witcher sense, and we're just going to check this area out. Again, we always want to grab whatever supplies we can find, but as part of the mission, we're going to move. If you look in the mini-map in the top right-hand side of the screen, there's a yellow circle. We're going to move into that circle and use our Witcher sense to look for clues as to who the arsonist was. Apparently nothing in that barrel. Oh, so here we go.
Shavings from a tinderbox. Arsonist must have lit his torch here, tossed it on the roof, then fled through the orchard. Boot prints. A man's. Large.
Alright, so we're just going to follow these boot prints, and I'm sure stop and grab some plants here and there if I see any I need.
Stinks of piss. And vodka.
Alright, so we know the arsonist was drunk, and I guess needed to relieve himself.
Freak.
A lot of the people like to call Geralt a freak. I'm not sure why you would try to start drama with a Witcher, but a lot of people have some negative feelings about Witchers in general. Now, to be fair, that really goes both ways. Witchers are pretty cold for the most part. Geralt is one of the nicer Witchers, but a lot of Witchers, they just encounter a lot of anger and hatred and fear from the general populace, and so in return, they, you know, treat others in kind. So I'm just looking to pick up that trail on the other side. Oh, here we are.
Something jumped out of the rushes. Drowners. But he managed to escape. Lost his boots in the rush. Tracks lead back to the village.
Alright, so it's clearly a townsperson.
Bleeding, but not badly. Surface wound.
Alright, so we're looking for a townsperson who is shoeless, smells like urine, and slightly bleeding. I feel like... here we go. Should narrow it down.
Trail ends here, but I'll recognize him by his wounds.
Fortunately, you can loot most domiciles, most houses, huts, whatever the case may be, with a couple of exceptions, but usually you'll get warned if there are like guards around and you open something, like a loot container. It'll say, hey, you're about to steal, and they won't like that. I can't imagine how a black magic doll was used for any good. Oh, think I found our man.
Drowner claw marks. It's gotta be him. Whoa, our arsonist's a charmer too. Come on, Smith wants to talk to you.
I not talk to a non-human. Sons of bitches all, and dwarves are the worst. Greedy little magpies, do anything for gold, they will. They forge the blades the black ones put to our throats, am I not right? Listen, we can work this out, man to man. I give you gold, you don't turn me in. My mum died a while back and I sold her tools. I've spent some, but what's left is yours.
Yeah, that's really not how Geralt plays.
Magpies and dwarves might be greedy, but I'm not. Can't buy me.
Then I'll beat your fucking mug to a pulp!
Well, there's no reason to beat up a drunk guy. Let's just sign him.
Calm down. Now follow me.
Alright, now we just gotta head on back to the dwarf armorer, and this guy's gonna follow behind us.
Freak.
I think he's gonna follow behind us. There he is. Okay. Actually, okay, he doesn't seem to be keeping up super quickly, so let's grab a few items here while we're waiting. Guy is moving so incredibly slow. I'm just gonna run back and see if maybe I'll grab this. See if maybe I can trigger the mission if I just go back without him.
Just it. Day in, day out, tavern's empty, not like before. So where's Elsa get her
Up and at him.
What's going on?
Here you go. One village pyromaniac in the flesh.
Nap? You! I knew your mum for years. Charged her nary a copper. This is how you repay me. I've had enough. Hey, soldier. A minute of your time, please.
No! Willis, I beg you, I was drunk. Didn't know what I was doing.
I've told you, Master Willis. We will help you rebuild once reinforcements come. The supplies have been ordered.
Not what this is about, mate. This here's the arsonist. A witcher found him.
The forge was important to the garrison. Destroying it was sabotage. No trial needed here. Just a tree.
Harsh as punishment goes.
But deserved. You know, I hated the Black Ones at first, like everybody, thinking they might just bring order to this place. Teach these layabouts some manners. But enough about that. Your reward. And I managed to save some things from the fire. Anvil's still whole, so I'm sure I can bang something out on it. You need anything, let me know. Give you a good price.